Welcome to the Love Apostles channel. I want to talk about the 8 bedrocks in marriage, or you may call it the 8 fundamental points in marriage, upon which every other thing can be built on. Yes, that's what we want to talk about today. Number 1, I want to talk about acceptance in marriage. This marriage you dabbled into, did you accept the man? Did the man accept you? You see, we need to understand that the level at which a woman will submit and the level at which a man will love is purely dependent on the level of acceptance that happened between both of you. Acceptance is very important. The number 2 thing I want to talk about is the fact that many people enter marriages with a very serious wrong notion or impression. To some people, marriage is a place where they are settled. Maybe that God has settled them, God has answered their prayers, and so all they want to do is to sit down, eat themselves, and enjoy, that kind of thing. And I begin to wonder, who must have given such people this orientation? It cannot be a place where you are settled. Marriage is work in progress. The earlier you understand this, the better for you. You cannot properly enjoy your marriage if you are not ready to walk in that marriage. Let me tell you the truth. Whatsoever you are going to enjoy, whatsoever you are going to gain in your marriage, you must work for it at some point. And so, having this understanding will help you to build your home, and will help you to know that every day by day it is supposed and it is expected of you to work that marriage out. Number 3 that I want to talk about is obedience. Sister, you need to obey your husband. Brother, you need to obey your wife. This is actually not about submission. Woman, you have been instructed biblically, if it's a Christian marriage, to submit to your husband. And this is vital. But at this point, I am talking of both of you, submitting to each other. That is obeying each other at this point. And if this is achievable, then your marriage will last. Learning how to hear your wife and obeying. Woman, learning how to obey your husband. And this will take me to the 4th point, which will help you to obey. You need to ask your question. That is number 4 now. Are you teachable? Teachability is a point that must not be taken away from every family. No family should exist without being teachable. I mean the man and the woman. Until you are teachable, you cannot learn what the man wants the family to be or what the woman wants the family to be. Remember, both of you came from different families, and the ability to be teachable, make yourself teachable, be ready to learn, will really place that family, on a very high pedestal where others will begin to scamper to learn from them. Number 5, I want to talk about sexual intimacy. Sexual intimacy. This is a very serious point that I cannot really deal with as in wholly in this particular video. I'm going to make a different video on this particular point. See, sexual intimacy, the effect of sexual intimacy cannot be emphasized in marriage. Many marriages are collapsing today. Many couples are roommates instead of couple, because they have not given attention to their sexual lives. I want to talk to my gender very seriously on this point. Over the years, I have counseled many, and I realized that our men need to learn certain level of skills as it has to do with sex. I am sorry I need to come up this way, but that is the truth. Most of us men, by nature, we come quicker than women during making out. And if that is true, we need to pay special attention to what do we do, because sex is all about satisfaction. God has made it in such a way that a man will be satisfied, a woman will be satisfied. Now, if the satisfaction goes one way all the time, one person may be enduring it, but certainly it is going to cause trouble in that family. If not cunningly, it will cause serious problem that will be very vocal, and you will not be able to handle it. So I urge you to make serious effort in allowing sexual intimacy. Listen to me, men. Sometimes allow your women to teach you what you will do that will help them get satisfaction. Let me end here. I will make a serious video about it. Another thing I want us to look into is, which should be number 5, is maintaining the spiritual environment of your marriage. If you are a Christian, let God reign in your family. Let Christ be supreme in that marriage. If you are a Muslim, follow the Islamic teaching. If you are a traditionalist, ensure that that place where you found yourself, if it was tradition that brought you both together, let that environment be maintained, except if you both want to join into another thing. But maintaining the spiritual atmosphere of your family is very, very important, and it cannot be overemphasized. When I talked about acceptance included you on accepting the family of the man and the family of the woman as well. Don't joke with it, because it is very, very important. I pray that God Almighty will continue to help us. The last point, but not the least, that I want to talk about is trust. Trust. Don't joke with the trusts you guys have developed for yourself. Trust is very volatile. When it is broken, recovering it is very, very difficult. So do not allow anything happen to the trust your husband has for you, or the trust your wife has for you. Do you know why? When you break it, it will hurt you for the rest of your life. It is not always easy to recover trust. So hold it very seriously. See, these points I've mentioned, if they exist in a marriage, if it's not like these are the only point, but every other point can now be built on. When you are teachable, when you are obedient, when you give sexual satisfaction to each other, when you accept your husband and your wife accepts you, when you create a very good spiritual atmosphere in your home, these things balances up so many things and form a foundation upon which every other thing concerning marriage will be built on, and you will have a very wonderful home. Subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so that anytime I drop video every Wednesday, you will get it without hesitation. I also encourage you to share